The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
C.D. Lamb, touchdown.
End zone, Jake Ferguson. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, and Kyle Youmans.
It's a Talkin' Tuesday edition of Talkin' Cowboys presented by Black Rifle Coffee Company, live from the Star in Frisco, Texas, and the SWBC studios. Welcoming everybody. We've got Patrik "No C" Walker, Josh Rodriguez, Chris Beam in the back. I'm Kyle Youmans, and it is Tuesday, which means it's a Talkin' Tuesday. Get on the phone line right this second, 888-855-2297, and dial up a little bit of Talkin' Cowboys like it's 1997.
Dial it up.
Dial it, baby.
Like an AOL messenger.
Like a deep ball from Jordan Love.
Oh, I like that.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I don't want to talk about that.
No. Someone said Big Tie Tuesday.
Big Tie Tuesday. Everybody.
All tied up.
People had some hot takes yesterday in the comments about the tie.
Yeah.
And whether or not.
The one that Patrik was wearing?
Yes, the tie that, I mean, it didn't color coordinate exactly to the shirt that you were wearing.
Yeah.
If it made sense.
The gradient was a little off.
Yeah, just a little
My
bit.
taste. But that was the point.
Yeah.
It's a little off.
Suck.
But the comments were saying more so that, like, there's a reason why ties exist. If you're not good enough to win, you're not terrible enough to lose, that's what you have it for.
Maybe. I don't know if I agree. I would rather have a winner and a loser. We saw, I mean, just look at college football over the weekend. Some of the best games in the country. I mean, that Virginia-Florida State game was just insane. I don't know if I would want the crowd to rush the field that quickly because
goodness,
there were like 12 people that got injured.
The game wasn't over.
Yeah, that was wild.
It just stormed.
But it was an incredible game to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Tennessee, Mississippi State was a good game that went into overtime. There were just a couple different 2 overtime games that you just watched and was like, man, this is great. And like I said with Tommy yesterday when he was playing devil's advocate with it, I get why ties are there because there are games between the Panthers and the Steelers that go 10-10, and it's just gross, and you got to just get it over with. But in a game like that, you want to see a winner.
At some point, we're going to win a big playoff game, and I'm going to storm the field from the press box.
Just go and run
die
down there.
Oh, you're
parachuting.
No, he's going to do the whole flying squirrel thing. Right? He's got a flying squirrel suit. And just,
Right. I need one of our video AI
yeah, make it happen.
fans
I would love
out
that.
there.
Ooh,
Somebody
make it
needs to
happen.
get on like whatever the Chat GPT or the Google Gemini or whatever it all is, and just make a video of Josh flying squirrel around AT&T Stadium.
Yes.
Please do that. It would make our
I
entire
would need Shoddy's face with like the big shadow that goes, pew! Like, you know what I mean?
We need the sound effects also.
It goes from a small shadow to like a really.
Gotta have the sound effects.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We'll give us a call, 888-855-2297. Cowboys and Packers tying at 40 in week 4. Patrik, we have a pretty hefty list of news and notes coming out of locker room yesterday, couple of injury updates, and it is week 5, which means if you were on IR previously,
That is correct.
you can be taken off IR.
That is correct. And shouts out to Josh Flying Squirrel Rodriguez. All right. So, first of all, before we get to the IR, let's talk about the players that suffered some injury coming out of that tie with the Packers. Malik Hooker left the game with a toe injury. I spoke with Malik in the locker room yesterday, and I asked him, I said, hey, what happened on that play? Did you jam your toe into the turf accidentally on that particular coverage? And he said, no, actually, as it turns out, this toe issue has been something he's been dealing with all season.
Oh, wow.
He said there's, some ligament issues he's dealing with there, and what happened on that particular play wasn't so much that he jammed his toe into the turf, but when he went to plant and go on that in that particular way, on that particular coverage, it completely re-aggravated it. So he did not have a boot on yesterday, but he was walking with a noticeable limp. There's some discomfort, some pain there in that toe. So I asked him, this was before Stephen Jones spoke with 105.3 The Fan yesterday at 3 o'clock. I asked Malik, I said, well, your MRI test, are you still waiting for him? He said, I am, but it might be a couple weeks. That was his wording. Schottenheimer then, not long thereafter, said exactly that. It could be a couple weeks, but they're still working to determine what the actual prognosis is. But yes, Shotty did say he would miss some time. Obviously, what does that do? That thrusts a guy like Juanyeh Thomas at center stage and maybe try to work some Marquise Bell there in as well. But another starter going to be down for the Cowboys for at least a couple weeks, and Malik Hooker. Tyler Guyton, he left the game with a concussion, did not return. I spoke with him after the game. He told me that it was confirmed he did have a concussion. He obviously wants to return to the field for this trip to New York against the Jets. However, that is completely not up to him. It is not up to the Cowboys. It is up to the independent NFL neurologist. He has to get cleared from the protocol before he's allowed to return. And that's pretty much that. This is not one of those things where, and I think I saw someone, I didn't reply to it on Twitter because don't piss me off. Someone was basically intimating that Tyler Guyton, because he suffered a concussion, there was some sort of conditioning issue there. I don't know how you could condition yourself against suffering a concussion. That's actually not how the human body works. But nonetheless, concussions are concussions.
Needs to read more.
Yeah.
Brain power.
Use more big words.
You talk about those mental reps. That
Big words.
Yeah.
Right.
He needs a big brain it, dude.
So no.
He's got to get the weight with the strap on the you know what I'm talking about?
Like the F1 driver.
Formula 1 driver.
Yeah.
Drivers. It's like, no.
That's how you prevent concussions. I don't know if you knew that.
Concussions are concussions. So we'll see if he clears the protocol. Shotty said yesterday he's optimistic, but again, that optimism only goes so far. He has to clear concussion protocol. And
could get him one of those Guardian caps that Romeo Dobbs was wearing.
Oh, man.
Could go in one of those.
Dude,
that would look
Dobbs
great.
Hit but the moon.
You know who
that
would
thing on and not get a concussion.
You know who would blow a gasket if they saw a cowboy wearing one of those Guardian? Like, not just from a actual clinical standpoint. He hates them with an absolute passion. Is Nick Eatman?
Oh yeah,
he can't stand them. He's like, what are they doing? Like, he gets really upset about it. Storyliners, ask him about it.
Yeah.
Please.
First question today, please, right off the top.
What do you think of Guardian caps, Nick? he's just gonna be like, Beam, cut him. Cut
show
him.
done.
Cut him off.
Over.
Just leave it there. Tyler Guyton has to clear. We'll see if he can take the trip to New York. Miles Sanders, he left the game with an ankle injury. Wasn't too optimistic as far as the energy around that after the game, but some optimism yesterday when you hear Brian Schottenheimer say that there's at least a solid chance that Miles Sanders is on the field against the New York Jets. I did ask him, and this is a segue to the next portion that we were talking about, Kyle. I did ask him, obviously, the glaring question is, what does this mean for Jayden Blue? Okay?
Dun, dun, dun.
So Schottenheimer said Jayden Blue is, quote-unquote, very close to making his NFL debut. I don't know what that means anymore because we're now 0 for 4 with those Jayden Blue hints from Schottenheimer and Clayton Adams. So we will see. All I can say is we will see.
Can I just add something about the running back room?
Come on with it.
I was wrong, and I'm willing to admit it, because I did have a little bit of blind faith in Javonte Williams, but I wasn't thinking he would be what he is now.
Yeah, he's an animal.
Miles Sanders, I did think he was going to make the 53-man roster, but that dude runs tough too. I was not convinced in the run game as a whole, and the running back room was, at least from a veteran standpoint, predicted the way that I thought it would, but I was very underwhelmed in preseason and in training camp, and now I've admitted my ways. I believe in those two guys, and that's why Jayden Blue I don't think is getting the
and
rep.
One thing,
because you have two guys that are playing their tails off.
Real quick, Josh, I'll say this because this is actually a shouts out to you, but also Kyle and Isaiah and just the whole Talkin Cowboys staff, because one thing about us is if we're wrong, we'll admit it.
Yep, I did it yesterday.
I was wrong.
I didn't have Miles Sanders on my 53.
You didn't? Yeah.
I did not.
Same here.
Go back and run the receipts. I did not. That being said, I felt justified in that after that fumble.
Sure.
I was like, you see?
Yeah.
Do you see? 2 games thereafter,
He's continued.
he's on the upward trajectory. So
Both
I will
of those
say,
guys are serviceable running backs, and give credit to the offensive line up front too,
absolutely,
for doing what they're doing, and then the scheme,
and also Connor Riley, Clayton Adams, Connor Riley, that combo pack,
that scheme is
Derek Foster, what he's been able to come in and do with those running backs.
Yep.
So let's give Derek Foster some credit as well. But when it comes to Miles Sanders, I just need him to continue what he's doing, because right now he's making me eat a little bit of crow.
Absolutely, and he looks to be the most patient runner that you have. I mean, of course, Javonte Williams is a hammer out there. Like, he's killing him. But at least with Miles Sanders, you have a sort of a different back. He gives you something different that Javonte Williams is not giving you. However, after this last game, he came out for a little bit. He didn't seem like he may not be 100% going into this game. I'm not sure. But the lingering, like, when is Jaden Blue going to play? I feel like that's been a question on our minds for the last 4 weeks, and it feels more and more like we're getting there, but we're not. Like, we're getting teased. We're not quite there. Jaden is the only thing that's blue. I'm telling you.
The comment section's been really fun today already. A lot of people giving great insight, and Kendrick, I completely agree with the comment he just had, and I'm going to give him comment of the first segment. Blue is a rookie waiting for his turn. They don't always play right away. It's normal, but they can give him a shot when they need it. I agree completely. It's normal for a 5th-round running back to not be your starter right away and not earn significant carries right away. You would like him to be active just to get that experience and see what it looks like in game action, especially with a guy like Blue who can be a home run hitter. But I get the first month of the season him not being available, especially when you see the gameplay and the performance of Williams and of Sanders, and even at times Lipke and what he can do from a blocking standpoint. And they even gave him a couple carries in the matchup.
3rd and 12, yeah.
Great call. That was interesting. But they give him a carry, nonetheless. With all that being said, it's just a tight room for him to try and fit into, and there's no rush to get him in the fold quite yet.
There is no rush. Absolutely, you're right. I'm excited to see what he can bring to your offense.
To this point, there's not been a rush, but now you have some things to figure out. And this is what I presented to Schottenheimer in the press conference yesterday. Assuming Miles Sanders can play, because, you sound optimistic, Shotty. Love that. If he can play, he's doing it on at least one bad wheel. Okay, so you're hoping he can make it through the game, which means you're going to need some insurance. Okay, and then obviously if he can't go, then you need a guy like Jaden Blue. So how does this color the conversation as far as Blue's potential debut this weekend against the Jets, as well as the Phil Maffa conversation? Because Phil Maffa is one of, like you said at the top of the show, one of several who qualified to have their practice window open this week. You have Savone Revel, Kalen Carson, Jonathan Mingo, Josh Butler, Peyton Turner, Phil Maffa, of course, Demo, but DeMarvion Overshown is more of a mid-season that you look at. And Perion Winfrey, I'm told, is nowhere close.
Yeah.
But when you talk about Revel, Carson, Mingo, Butler, Maffa, and Turner, those guys can have their windows opened on tomorrow, as early as tomorrow. And Maffa jumps out at me there because why? Well, Revel does as well. We'll talk about that. But Maffa, in this conversation, why not bring Phil Maffa up is the question now. Because once you do it, you also need the roster spot.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Right, because if they're
you're
not
already
willing,
crowded with Blue on the roster.
And keep in mind,
I think the Maffa IR stint is a stash.
I think it continues, to your point. I think it continues because they're also slow playing the Tyler Booker to IR situation.
Yeah.
They really don't want to put CeeDee Lamb's not going to IR. They really don't want to put Tyler Booker on IR. And because you don't want to do that, you're kind of trapped.
Yeah.
As far as trying to figure out, okay, well, who
Roster
do
spot.
roster spot, who's the bottom of that? So my question to you guys would be, I agree with you. I think Phil Maffa stays on IR for now, even with Miles Sanders dealing with some things. I think Jaden Blue is the answer to that. Who are you most excited, or who would you most want to see come off of IR on that list as quickly as possible?
Savone Revel.
Tell me why. I agree, but tell me why.
I mean, you need help with the secondary.
Tell me why.
and granted, I haven't seen too much of. I mean, you haven't seen him in this defense at all. But I think that's the most important aspect of your defense that needs the help right now.
Yep.
Like right now, like when Jerry talked about, oh, guys are on the way. It's like that's the guy you're talking about. And as highly as you guys have regarded him since he got drafted, I'm excited to see how he can contribute to this defense that desperately needs that help.
Yeah, and you need a ramp-up period. Give him 21 days
Throw him out there
to get out there. And he was a first-round corner on tape at East Carolina. We've talked about him ad nauseum on these shows, on the draft show, especially even before the Cowboys drafted him. I mean, Savone Revel is a dude, and you're going to add him into the mix. It's going to take a little bit of a ramp up. I mean, going from playing a non-conference slate in the American Conference last year before he got hurt 3 games into the year to, I mean, he's going to go play from App State to whoever his first NFL team is on. It could be the Washington Commanders. So he's going to go from covering somebody from App State
to Deebo
Samuel and to Terry McLaurin and to whoever it ends up being. So it will be an adjustment process for Revel. But let's start that now. Let's start getting him back in the fold because you need him to step up.
Another name
in that role.
Sorry to interrupt. Another name that keeps popping up, and every time it does, I'm always like, oh yeah, Kalen Carson.
Mm-hmm. He's another name.
Another name that when we're talking about guys coming back, the cornerbacks getting help, that's Seatbelt Carson. Like, what are we talking about? Granted, you didn't see it when he was on the field last year, but
fans hate that name.
Oh, I know they hate it. I know they hate it, and it's understandable. He hasn't earned that name yet, at all. I'm saying that in jest, but a guy that you definitely need help with.
When it comes to Kalen Carson, there are things that just the fans aren't privy to. And I know for a fact, and this is not excusing away bad play because there are some plays that he just put bad film out there. But when you saw how he flew out of the gates against the Cleveland Browns as a rookie, game 1 versus Amari Cooper, okay? That has to tell you that there's a lot of upside in Kalen Carson. But then he started dealing with the shoulder injury not long thereafter, and he just didn't look right after that. I think that kind of accounted for some of the missed tackles that we saw, some of the unwillingness to tackle. I think it was self-preservation because that shoulder was really, really bothering him. Yeah. And then, ultimately he ends up on IR. Why? Because of the shoulder. I want to see what a healthy Kalen Carson looks like in year 2. That's what I'm curious to see. So I know a lot of people are writing him off because of the struggles he had. And I'm simply saying some of those struggles was because he was trying to not worsen that shoulder injury. Yeah. But I will also say, when it comes to Revel, I want to see Revel out there. I want to see Carson out there. I think the secondary is in a situation where they don't have the luxury to pick and choose what help is on the way. I think all the help needs to be on the way, and then you sort things out from there. So for me, I would like to see the practice window open for both Revel and Carson as early as tomorrow. Does that mean I think they're on the field against the Jets? No.
Probably not.
No. And quick housekeeping note for those that may not know: 21-day practice window from IR means the Cowboys have exactly that 21 days of allowing that player to practice, and then at the end of that 21 days, if that player has not been activated to the roster just yet, to the 53-man roster, they revert to season-ending IR. But while they're on that 21-day window, they're not on the active roster yet, so no corresponding move is needed. But, so give me Revel and Carson back at practice tomorrow, hopefully, and then, let's try to get them on the field and help out the secondary.
I think the seatbelt nickname from Carson really
it hinders his progression because that nickname already gives people
the perception.
Yeah,
it hinders the perception of him because he was great in training camp in 2023. Was looking like a promising young corner, which of course it's training camp. You're going to see hype that is both warranted and unwarranted. Kyer Elam. There are ways that you're going to see it drop off into the season, but people just thought, oh yeah, seatbelt Carson, and then it became kind of a butt of the joke, and it just ended up not being what he was because he was trying to play through injury and try and make an adjustment to the NFL and things like that. He could still be a serviceable player for this defense very quickly whenever he's back on the field. So anytime you can add bodies to the secondary, I'm here for it. I'm going to cheat on your list and say, like, all those names that you just rattled off that could come off of IR, who I want to see in the fold. quicker than others, it'd be DeMarvion Overshown, who was back on the field with a helmet and a football in his hands last week. Get him back out there as quickly as possible because this linebacker room would need that.
Absolutely. There's a comment here from Lead Commander. The Cowboys are in trouble when they were counting on Overshown, with all due respect.
Which is fair because their linebacker group is not playing well right now. And
you're in trouble.
They are counting on him.
Counting on your nuclear warhead.
I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. There are two ways, and I hate this for DeMarvion Overshown because he's a great dude. There are two ways his story is going to go. It's either going to be the best comeback story of all time, his second major lower body injury that he's had to come back from, and he's going to be right back where he was. That's the best comeback story in Cowboys history, or one of the best comeback stories in Cowboys history. Or it'll go the other way, and he's going to be even a smidge under what he was as the nuclear warhead of your defense, and it's going to be one of the biggest what ifs. What if he didn't get hurt?
Really hope
what if it didn't happen?
He just deserves.
There's no in between. It's either he gets there and it's incredible, or he doesn't get there, even if he's slightly underneath it, and it's going to be
I would argue there's a Sean Lee trajectory as well, where it's like one of those guys that, you don't want him to have that injury history. Granted, this is now 2 years with Overshown being injured, but one of those that always plays well when he is on the field.
Yeah.
You don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen.
He's a game changer.
Absolutely.
Absolute game changer.
That Cleveland game, this Thanksgiving game last year.
The Thanksgiving game last year was like his coming out party, and then we haven't seen him really since.
Really quickly, before we end the segment, I thought somebody was going to say Jonathan Mingo.
Nah. I like our receiver room.
I like it more.
I want to give Jalen Tolbert another chance.
I like it more after what I saw against the Packers, especially with the uptick in targets to Ryan Flanoy on the back end of that game. Keep that going, and I can hold off a little bit on Mingo if you keep that going with Flanoy.
Yeah, as we all know, I'm a Jalen Tolbert day oneer, so I support everything that meant. No, I'm just kidding.
Tolbert proved a lot of people wrong.
He did.
He proved a lot of people wrong.
He did.
I want to see it keep going. I want to see it continue to grow. And if that's the case, then you've got 4 legitimate wide receivers, especially when CeeDee Lamb comes back. You got 4 guys you can count on. If Tolbert gets these reps, Pickens shows that, hey, he can go for $134 and 2 tutties when you need him. There are a couple different things that you can work on there at the wide receiver position. Also, not to mention, you have the leading receiver in terms of receptions at tight end, too, and Jake Ferguson. Get him further downfield.
Starting to find his groove again. It's nice.
Got that touchdown. Got it out of the way.
That's the hardest thing, is just getting the monkey off your back. Once that happens, now hopefully the floodgates are opening up for Jake Ferguson.
Yeah. The YouTube comments have been just absolutely awesome so far. You guys are killing it in the comments, but now it's time to answer some phone calls. 888-855-2297 if you want to be a part of Talking Cowboys here on this Talkin' Tuesday from the Star in Frisco. We've got more to come right after this.
Every day begins with a promise to work hard and to build a future. That's why we're here, providing the tools, expertise, and John Deere equipment you have relied on for generations to help you get the job done right. We're with you. That's our promise to you, because no matter the project or the challenge you're facing,
we're with you. We're united.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
How's it going? You see that Cowboys game?
Oh, I watched. Been seeing some good things.
Totally. They have some talent.
Yup, some great talent.
And they got some fight.
Hoping this is the year.
Me too. Oh, I'm Cody, by the way.
I'm Travis.
Nice to meet you, Travis. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Make a new friend based solely on their shirt choice. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impact 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
It's time for a little bit of Talkin' Tuesday. You like this one, Pat?
Yeah, this one's it's got a little groove to it. I told you what this one sounds like an old ITV type commercial. He's like, sitting on your sofa, and you're watching me.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your life?
And you're like, maybe I should go to DeVry.
You're like, you know what? I am a loser. That's how the commercial makes you feel, right? You know what? I am a loser.
That the DeVry. Maybe I should go to DeVry.
But I'm also in like 6th grade, watching Maury because I'm homesick.
The Ultimate Technical Institute.
Yeah.
All right. It's time to take some phone calls. 888-855-2297. Let's start things off with Trace in Iowa. What's going on, Trace?
Hey, guys. How are we doing today?
We are fantastic. How are you?
Good. Hey, well, first of all, love the show. First-time callers. Appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, Trace.
Appreciate you, brother.
And I'd like to let you know, being up here in the Midwest, dealing with a lot of these cheeseheads all the time. And I'm hearing a lot of talk about the lack of holding calls with Micah Parsons, and I might have to be something they get used to. So I just wanted to let you guys know with that.
That's
so
awesome,
funny.
Trace. That's incredible. Thank you for the phone call. You have something else?
Yeah, one more question. Kind of obviously the game was quite the game. The defense, is what it is. But kind of interesting thing I was thinking about. Where do you guys think they are with, the George Pickens potential extension, things like that? I know seems to like it here. He's playing pretty well and things of that nature. So just kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on kind of what you guys think about that and kind of what you guys would do personally kind of leading up to that. So, but I appreciate it anyway.
Thank you very much for the call, Trace. And first off, I just love that. Yes. The more I think about that anecdote, the fact that the 31 other teams in the NFL are like, Cowboys fans, you're just whining. Micah doesn't get held on every play. It's like, yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. And then he gets traded, and the Packers are like, yeah, we're with you.
He's getting held on every play. What the heck?
Why won't they call it? Shut your mouth.
That was us, Patrick.
No, that's them.
That was us, though.
No, but
it was us
it
before.
Was definitely us.
Hey, Green Bay, cope. How about that?
How about that?
How about cope?
I love it. Pickens extension. Jerry was asked by Bobby Belt this morning on 105.3.
Oh, was he?
He was asked by Robert. He was.
Robert.
Robert.
Bobby Belt,
so
good at his job.
First, I will say this, because CeeDee Lamb said earlier this offseason, and I wrote about it on the .com at the time, CeeDee Lamb said he, quote-unquote, doesn't see a situation in which George Pickens is not here. He said he doesn't see it as only a one-year deal. This was CeeDee Lamb saying it months ago. Now you fast forward to what George Pickens has proven to be both in the locker room and on the field, and you get Jerry Jones talking on 105.3 The Fan. Again, excellent question by Bobby Belt. And, of course, Jerry is optimistic about the possibility of keeping George Pickens in Dallas for the long term. Like Kyle said, George Pickens, he looks refreshed. He looks rejuvenated. He looks confident. I think he feels like he's being believed in, and he is. And Jerry Jones mentioned, as many times as he needs to, that by not signing a particular guy, you now have a lot of salary cap space to be able to sign other guys.
I mean, those are just facts.
So Cowboys right now still floating over $30 million in available salary cap space, and they get to roll 100% of the unused portion over into the 2026 offseason. So as it stands, everybody wants the same thing as it stands. Of course, that can change once the phone calls start flying and the offers and the counteroffers start flying. But nonetheless,
and remember the agent.
I didn't want to.
Sorry. You got to. It's David Mogoletta. I mean, it was the same agent that was in then Michael Parsons.
Respect to David, though, because he said and I believe this because he is the consummate professional. He said there are no hard feelings. He said this isn't personal.
No.
So he's not going to hold what happened or did not happen with the Michael Parsons deal over the contract talks with George Pickens. That's just bad business. And I don't
money still spends, but maybe.
Absolutely. So,
and it's not going to reset the market. He's not resetting wide receiver
No.
markets like Michael Parsons was resetting edge markets. I still think it plays a factor, and there is kind of a relationship there, and it is real life, and there are real feelings. When you look at the contracts, and of course the details of a lot of these new contracts aren't completely public yet. The Tyler Smith deals, the Deron Bland deals, like all of this stuff is all kind of under the radar and how it's split up from year to year to year in the split between the two. But I think there's still room that you can get a Pickens deal done. You don't have to choose between these guys. And if you're going to go into free agency and say, yeah, we're going to spend all this money, I don't think I would rather you do that than to keep George Pickens when it comes to wide receiver.
My only question would be pumpkin, sweet potato, peach, maybe?
Sweet potato is always the answer.
Which one do you want, George? Because you're getting a piece of this pie.
Pause.
You're getting a piece of this pie. Sign him. Do it now. The price is only going to get bigger. The more he does for you, especially with CD Lamb out now, he's your number one target right now. Just do it. Please.
I say do it now.
Just do it now. It would be great if we get one of these out of the way before training camp, man.
I love the idea, but again, not to rain on the parade. They don't want to do it now. Pickens' crew does not want to do this now.
Yeah.
He has an opportunity over the next 4 games, possibly without CD Lamb in the fold, or 3 games now, without CD Lamb in the fold, and he can say, "Oh, I did this as a wide receiver 1." He's already got checkbox number 1, 8 catches, 134 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You take all that, and it's like, oh, now my price has gone up. There's no reason for Pickens to do it now. He's betting on himself, and so far it's coming to fruition.
That's fair. But to answer the question,
I would love to do it.
It is on the mind of both sides of the table, and they'll start talking when it's time to start talking, I suppose. But I'm with you guys. I'd put the offer on the table right now. It's a 2-way street. It has to be signed.
Yeah,
But I'd put an offer on the table right now.
It'd be nice. It would be nice. All right. Our second caller, Mike in New York. Not Mike. I know we're playing the Jets this week. I know you're in enemy territory as well. What's going on, Mike?
What's going on, guys? I want to see some improvements with the defense. I mean, I know it's we talk about this weekly, like something's got to change. It's like I'd like to see us get a little bit more of a pass rush. I mean, it's I feel like we talk about the same thing every week. Our linebackers got to be a little more disciplined too. We're missing a lot of tackles too. Yep. It's like I mean, I know it's going to happen, but I don't know.
I agree. Thank you, Mike, for the call. Appreciate you. And here are the things that, at least going back and watching the film again, and I talked with a couple of former defenders, one being Barry. He said he liked the communication in the secondary more than he has previously.
I can agree.
And there was a little bit more of a pass rush just that you could see on film than what you had in the first 3 weeks. But when you're missing tackles, that negates the progress you've made in those 2 areas.
Yes, because you're structurally sound there, but if you're not making the tackle, then it's a moot point. You're not making any progress on the preparation that you've made going into it. Now, hope tackling is more of an emphasis this week in practice, obviously.
Without taking a step back in communication and pass rush.
Exactly. I mean, you just hope it comes together. And CJ Goodwin yesterday on Cowboys Hour was talking about that as well. And someone who's sort of an emergency cornerback, and it takes spells with the defense on occasion, but more so talking about how, again, this is another coordinator, brand new system for them, for the defense, 3rd year in a row. And it more so feels like these guys are going to take a few games to sort of get in line with what they're doing. Right now, you have a quarter of the season, or a quarter. What is it? A quarter of the season?
Yeah.
Done. So now you have a chance for the defense to sort of galvanize on the tape that they've put out there. My thing is, like, I don't know if the personnel is quite there. I think you can be structurally sound. You can have all the P's and Q's. You can dot all the I's.
You're arguing they're just not good enough.
I don't think this defense currently, as we sit here, is good enough. I think you're missing at least 3 or 4 impact players that can make this defense what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because I think you have a guy here, a guy there. Like, you have some pieces, but you just need more playmakers, and DeMarvion Overshown coming back would be one. Obviously, the more healthier you get is going to make an impact, but I think at the second level, you are just looking for answers right now, and I don't think they're on your team.
Which means you need that much more production from your first level.
Yeah.
In order to help that second level that's having these struggles. And when I say that, I'm again, to the caller's point, we're talking about the defensive ends. Right, the defensive tackles are playing exceptional football. Kenny Clark, he had a solid game, not his best, but he had a solid game. Yeah. But he's having a great season overall.
Absolutely.
Solomon Thomas, Osa, they're having phenomenal seasons overall. You're set at defensive tackle, but even when you're coming out of this game,
can you say that again?
You're set at defensive tackle.
I just wanted to hear it.
It felt good.
That's crazy.
It felt good to say. But the defensive end room, I mean,
it's crazy how much things change. Man. That's wild.
And running back, to be fair.
Oh, we love our running backs.
We knew it. We knew it, Javon. I tell you, we knew it. But you're getting pressure from the interior, but that pressure that contain is being broken. We saw Jordan Love break contain on several of those plays when, Kenny Clark and Osa and Solly, they blew up the middle, did exactly what we wanted them to do, force him out, try to force him outside, but the contain wasn't there, right? Yeah. Missed tackles on the outside, things like that. And when Kenny Clark is leading the team leader from last game against the Packers in pressures with 4 pressures from the interior, it's kind of problematic. Had a better day from Dante Fowler.
Yeah.
Still not to the standard that you expect from Dante Fowler, but uptick. Ezraku had the best game of his young rookie career. Loved the trajectory there. James Houston, we talked about him heavily yesterday. Jadeveon got involved. He had 3 tackles. He had a couple of pressures. He's ramping up. But you have to get better pressure from the ends to help out what's happening in the middle of that defensive tackle, middle of that defensive line. And then your secondary, while they're trying to figure some things out, they have the time to figure some things out.
Hey, and it's going to be super easy to contain whoever the Cowboys are playing at quarterback this week, right? Like there's no way they're playing like any of those high-level mobile guys. Right?
No, nobody that ran for 43 yards
and a touchdown last night. No. Justin Fields. All right, when we come back, we've got a couple more callers coming your way. Plus, we do also have some waiver wire news that just popped up a moment ago. Bye, buddy. I hope you find your dad in Indianapolis. Colts pluck Buddy Johnson. That's the news. We may not have that on the other side. Right? When you just did the whole news.
Just did it.
We'll be back in a moment talking Cowboys.
What are we doing?
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
Welcome back into Dear Doctor, the show where I answer life's questions with an ice-cold can of Dr. Pepper. Sheila, let's hear from our next caller, would you?
Dear Doctor, my friend supported me during a tough time. But what's the right gift that says, thanks for being a shoulder to cry on?
Okay, this one's easy. I say give her a delicious Dr. Pepper. Nothing says, thanks, girl, better than a one-of-a-kind soda. Yes, any Dr. Pepper flavor will do. Now, just a reminder that I don't need to be a real doctor to know that Dr. Pepper is the one you deserve.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code Cowboys VIP.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Back here on Talking Cowboys, I would like to make sure and clarify that was a reference from the movie Christmas classic. Some would say Elf, by the way.
Arguably Christmas classic.
Yeah, as you would pertain to Buddy Johnson. What was that?
Who's arguing against Elf being?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Fans of A Christmas Story. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, first of all, don't do that. Number one fan of A Christmas Story.
Really?
Absolutely.
Ooh, we're going to need to rank Christmas movies.
It is my favorite.
All right, forget all these other callers.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
And we won't, because spooky season first.
I like it. This segment is brought to you by Invisalign, the official smile of the Dallas Cowboys. We're having some fun. Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez,
Hi.
Chris Beam in the back. And on the phone line right now, we have Brian in Kansas City. Brian, what's going on?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hey, I just wanted to say real quick, I love when Nebby calls. That guy is prepared.
Absolutely.
He understands football, and he does the work before he calls. And I just wanted him to hear that from a fan.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Love it.
Yeah, we
love
appreciate you, Brian.
Yeah. So, anyway, Nebby, keep calling, man.
Nebby knows ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was listening to the previous segment, and you guys are right. Just hearing the words of nobody's complaining about one tech now, right?
Yeah.
And when this happens, like, we kind of forget and move on. We're like, well, we got this problem, we got this problem, we got this problem. And, 2 years ago, we were all saying that about the kickers. We're like, I was watching the break at training camp, and a ball sails over Ambar Garcia's head. And they're saying, oh, well, we don't know about our kicker this year.
I remember that.
And now we would never even think about, not signing him to a long-term deal, right? And same thing with one tech. That problem is solved, and man, I can't tell you, just like Kyle said, how glad I am to hear that, to just not be complaining about that position anymore.
Now we have other positions to complain about.
Right.
Precisely.
Let me ask you guys a question with Juanyeh Thomas. Maybe you guys could tell us, because with backup players and guys that play teams and stuff like that, we don't all know a lot as fans. We don't, and I don't live in Dallas, obviously.
Yeah.
We don't get to know a ton about those guys. Maybe you guys can tell us a little bit about what he brings to the table that's different, and going forward, however long it is, going forward, what's different about him? What does he bring to the table that's special? What do they like about him? Does he have anything that we need to be, any faults that, hey, this is something he'll have to work on? I'll hang up and listen. Good to talk to you, gentlemen.
Appreciate you, Brian.
Really quickly, I'm not going to have the analysis that you guys have, because you guys have seen Juanyeh on the field and at practice and everything.
Yeah.
At least for me, just from my standpoint, he's always making a play. I feel like every time I see him, he's flashing in one form or another, and he's going after the ball. For me, that's the most important attribute you can have at that position. Granted, his coverage, all of that, I'm sort of blind to at this point, but again and again and again, I see him making plays.
I'm going to write down a word here.
Okay.
I'm going to write down a word.
I like words.
And I don't have a piece of paper. I'm going to type it.
Careful.
I'm going to type it down. It's going to describe Juanyeh Thomas and what his best attribute is. Just one single word, and I want you to say the word and see if it's the same word.
Okay.
See, I've already got it here. What you got?
Coverage.
Okay, so kind of the same. Think more fundamental human attributes.
Speed.
Okay. See, I put smart.
Okay.
He knows how to read a coverage. He knows how to read and react and to get after it. I think he's just a smart, heady football player. And that's why Brian asked, what does he bring to the table? Dallas knows exactly what they have in Juanyeh Thomas, because he's been around since 2022. He was an undrafted free agent, and he's the only, along with Marquise Bell, the only two undrafted free agents from that class that are still sticking around to this day, and that's for a reason.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is teams, but really when he's out there making plays, it's because he knows where to be and when to be there. I think he's a smart football player.
Agreed. And this is where I am with Juanyeh. In losing Malik Hooker, what you lose is the veteran experience and the veteran wild.
Sure.
Right? So, unfortunately, you can't fabricate that.
Yeah.
You're going to lose that, which means there are going to be situations where Malik would have seen the play coming, whereas Juanyeh might not have seen the play coming, and that might simply be because Malik has been in the league and seen more games and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
However, current skill set, youth, ability, Juanyeh can react faster. He's quicker. He is literally faster. One reason I said speed.
Yeah.
But because he has such a high football IQ, he picks up on things quickly.
Yeah.
So if you get him once, good luck getting him twice in the same way, to your point. So he has the physical ability 100%. He's versatile. He can play safety. He can play nickel corner. He can give you special teams plays. He's now made more than one, game-changing special teams play over the course of, 4 or 5 games?
Yeah.
Well, 5 games, give or take, when you go back to Washington.
Sure.
6 games. So he gives you that ability, and I think those who don't know about Juanyeh Thomas will be pleasantly surprised when they see him in a starting role for the Cowboys on the back end of that defense. Because one of the things that Malik is struggling with, be it the toe injury or whatever the case may be, communication is an aspect of it, but being able to recover and get back quickly when it's like that oh crap moment. Juanyeh doesn't struggle in that oh crap moment. He's like, oh crap, I'm out. And he bails, and he has the speed and everything to get there. So you're going to love Juanyeh Thomas. Is that to say he's going to make every single play? No. But he's going to make enough plays where you're like, okay, I see what they have there in Juanyeh.
And there are times where he's going to get himself in trouble because he sees it so quickly, and he's going to get into
He's going to bite.
And he'll bite. And it'll put him out, and that's where the experience has to play into the fold. But it's all things that are going to add up over time, and the more reps he gets, I think the better he's going to be as a player, whether it's here in Dallas or once his contract's up or whatever it ends up being. I think he's a heady, smart, IQ-driven football player, and he has some skill set and some speed too to mesh with it. He's not the fastest corner.
No, but
he's not the biggest corner, but he can get there because of the way he reads
and his mentality is full dog.
Love it.
Full dog.
Guys, we have a comment of the day.
Oh, what is it?
We have a comment of the day. Josh from Chicago. Chicago made Josh.
Josh.
I haven't been able to get in the past 2 weeks, but I wanted to apologize for saying CD should run those end arounds. I was wrong. Have a nice day. We found the culprit.
We did.
It is Chicago made Josh. How dare you, my friend? You made us do an impression of Randy Macho Man Savage on this show, and you brought bad juju. How dare you? Get away, sir.
But you know what?
There's a reason you're not getting in the phone line.
Hey, I appreciate the accountability, though. We can open it back up to him now.
This is what we do. We're taking accountability. The fans
are taking accountability.
Yeah.
Fans are as well.
We're just trying to make you the smartest in the room, and if you ask a question, that's okay. And there's no such thing as a dumb question.
But no more about CD running the ball.
Don't you ask about it.
Now you see, Josh. Now you see why we said hell no.
All right, last caller of the day. Patrik, where are you from?
I am from Savannah, Georgia.
That's also where Sebastian
Hey, are you kidding me? Let's go.
What's up, Sebastian?
see, what up, baby?
Oh,
listen, I'm not from here, but I love it here. Let's keep it straight. I'm from Michigan, so I moved down during the pandemic, and we bought y'all a couple of championships with us.
Listen, you've been down there half a decade. Your card is stamped.
Yeah. Man, I love it here. My family's trying to take over like the Patels. You already know what it is.
I know what it is. What side of town you on?
I'm actually right down the road from Tanger Outlet in the Highlands, man. It's
Come on with it, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
I love it. He's
so
back
listen,
home base.
I got to get back. I got to get back to football. You just took me all off course now.
You did that. You did that. I love it.
So listen, I'm watching Dak Prescott, and I'm like, Dakota's hot dog. This defense has got to catch up. Check this out. We are 2 penalties away on both sides of the ball from being a much better team. That's what it boils down to. Our old culture keeps sneaking up on us with these penalties. The 2 defensive penalties, giving them third downs, taking them to first downs, and the offensive penalty taking away big yards and interceptions and touchdowns basically throughout the game. I believe that if we can get this defense to a top 16 defense, just serviceable, that can do something with this team. This kid is playing out of his mind, insane. And let's get to the George Pickens thing, because I want to call cap on that. I don't think we should sign George Pickens, although this is the best possible fit for him. I think we need to take that money that we have and pour it into our defense. We need a guy like that Fred from the 40 team over there in San Francisco who can read the offense and make plays. We got to put money in our defense. We also need a new safety. But, I'm not going to go there. You guys have a great day, and I'll hang up and listen.
Appreciate you.
Excellent call.
Yeah.
Best call ever because it came in.
Savannah.
It's the best call ever.
All right, we need somebody from Waco to call next week.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Where are you from, like specifically?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Where am I from?
Yeah.
Little
Okay,
Texas.
that's what I thought. So I'll just call in next week.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
It don't hit the same.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't.
I'm
from over. I'm literally from over there.
Yeah, right over the top. All right, what did you think about Sebastian there?
Excellent call.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not wrong about anything. I don't think we're wrong about anything. I think that all of the criticisms
you do versus what you don't want to do.
Exactly. It's all the criticisms are real. Granted, I'm ready to sign George Pickens yesterday. Like now, let's do it. But understanding that leaves you with less money to put forth on your defense, which you desperately need right now. He's totally right. I'm totally right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's exactly what
you need help,
saying.
regardless.
You just said in the last segment, you said, we don't have the dogs. You don't have the pieces. You need something influxed into your defense from a talent perspective in order to really fill in some of these holes.
What I'm feeling confident about now is that I don't think the front office now is saying, like, we're only going to be building this through the draft.
No.
I think they're over that, not over that mentality. Of
but
course,
you're seeing a shift.
You're seeing a shift, and it's not going to happen until we actually see it. But the guys that they've brought, at least on the offensive side from this offseason, they did more in free agency to make their team better.
You traded for George Pickens.
Absolutely.
You traded for Kenneth Murray, who was probably your best linebacker, if not arguably your best linebacker, or not arguably your best linebacker. Javonte Williams, you signed.
Yes.
You turn around, you trade for Kenny Clark. I know it's part of the Micah trade, but Kenny Clark's your best defender right now, most consistent defender. So they've made moves enough to make it happen.
100%. So if the mentality is changing a bit and they're going to both use free agency and the draft to build a team, to me, the trajectory is on the right path. Now, if you sign George Pickens and you still have that money to contribute to another big free agent defensive player, I think big names like that are going to help you, of course, proven names, guys that you know are dogs, and then supplement those with draft picks. It's a very simplified process that a lot of teams have been doing. The Philadelphia Eagles are probably the best at doing that right now.
You just need 3 or 4 names. It's not just one name. That's where there's a problem because
absolutely,
of course, everybody's sitting on these multiple first-round draft picks now. It's like, I don't really want to trade these 27 ones because that's going to be a really talented draft. I don't know what's going to happen this year.
Guys that are known guys. That are dudes.
I'll say this. First of all, I do agree with the point of if this Cowboys defense is 15th, 16th in the league, you're 3-1 right now because they're not the reason you lost in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're 3-1 right now. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I will disagree in that I don't want to play the pie game when it comes to George Pickens because you have over $30 million available right now. You can roll it over. Okay, cool. There you go. You can sign George Pickens to an extension, and you can use a combination of what you guys are saying, the additional picks you got from Green Bay, and this new, dare I say new, free agency approach, throwing some bodies at defense, some key guys who can actually help. Do those 3 things together, and we're cooking. I don't think you have to piecemeal it. And I think if you think you have to piecemeal it, then you're working against yourself.
Great calls today. Appreciate you on Talkin' Tuesday. For Patrik "No-C" Walker, Josh Rodriguez, Chris Beam, I'm Kyle Youmans saying so long from Talkin' Cowboys. We'll see you tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?